Hey guys, I have a crazy idea. I'm going to play a computer game and stream it out. These are the characters I've created since 0.9 launched. This is the one I'm playing right now. A Spellblade, which is a mage class. It uses melee weapons. Sort of a battle mage, if you will. And if you're a PoE player, kind of running a version of Righteous Fire. Also using the endgame monolith system, or mapping system, instead of running through the storyline, because I've been through the storyline a bunch lately. I'm not that interested in it anymore. And it is, I think it's even costing me anything. I think I've got all the idle spots, so. My next target, this one, will give me a unique item as a reward. I like unique items. I like rewards. Good evening to whomever's joined me. I will start moving, and you will see relatively quickly a circle of fire appear around me. And we can have a whole number of iterations. I'm currently up to 5, 6, 5, 6 of this same circle of fire that kill things pretty quickly, generally.
Fools!
Just by being close to them. I need to slay enemies to until I can locate Orcurian the Rampant. There, I didn't even attack. I just ran up to him and then burned. Obviously, the bigger mobs, they're not gonna die instantly. My last build in Path of Exile I ran was the first ever Righteous Fire build. Similar mechanic, where basically you always have a big circle of fire running around. That's what you use next to it. In this case, that's not necessarily what I'm most using, but it does a lot of damage, and it particularly is really good on small. And this is similar to PoE's mapping system. Right now, we have cleared off enough of the mobs. The mini-map on the upper right shows where our target is. He's a big plant. Big orchid. It's weird. It's a fantasy game. Weird things I like him there. He hits really hard in a circle around himself. After that, and I'm going to click here. We open a portal. Hey, Kanaka. Good evening to you, my friend. And we return here, and we get our loot, which will be a unique boots. There are a lot of boots I already have. Individual stuff. It's probably going to be a duplicate. That's a duplicate, actually. Transfer all the crafting items. Rearrange.
Yes?
Yes. We'll run through these and see if any of these are worth keeping. These ones are unlikely to be worth keeping, at least for this build. So I hurry through most of them. Anything that might be useful for this build. or anything when I mouse over it that has obvious value for a different build, I may hold on to. And these two go back into the old stasharoo. I'm pretty sure I don't have this particular one. Let's see. That is an enormous amount of health. 20% increase, a lot of movement speed. That's extraordinarily good for another character of mine who's a shaman with entangling roots, because it has 1 to the entangling roots skill. But it doesn't offer anything other than health and movement speed. Whereas here, we've got movement speed and lots of health and necrotic resist, and even these boots aren't very good. But it's a keeper. I leveled again. Oh, where are we? Over here. And I got smarter. My character? Maybe him too. Over here I have a few items tucked away until I get up a level to see if they're more usable than what I'm currently using. Because this build does fire damage in all of its iterations. This is fire, flame reeve, it's fire, flame ward, it's fire, the surge is fire, the weapon enchant, fire, and firebrand, fire. So, this is my weapon, and it has a 258% increased fire damage. Also has a really high attack speed, but I think can go even higher. See if I'm of a level where I can raise it again. I need to be level 56, I'm not quite there yet. It also has a chance to ignite, and ignite is a secondary way this does damage. Is not only does it do fire damage, but it also ignites the target, so they take more fire damage. The increased minion spell damage is a worthless affix to me, but that's fine because the others are so good. They're so delicious. I'm level 54 right now. So, this is the primary end game is the mapping system. Monoliths. So, I came in to this batch of maps here, and all these ones with check marks are maps I've completed, and you get to choose which maps you want to go to, and normally you're going to base that on whatever they have to offer. This one will, for instance, it'll have rare helms. I'm here. That one offers rare shields. That one has idols. I think we're going to go to here and then here. There's also, each one provides a certain amount of what's called stability, and that progresses you along sort of the semi-storyline for this set of maps. You finish this set of maps, the last fight will include a big, tough boss. And that opens up to a path to a series of another map, of more maps that are higher level. This one is by default. Start here. I'm at this one. This is the first one. The mobs are level 58. And then up here they are 66s, I think. 64s or 66s. And so on through this entire range of them. And certain ones of these have bosses that are more likely to drop, or the sole source of dropping certain rare items. And there are also ways that you can get keys to the dungeons. One of the dungeons has a way for you to mash up a regular item and a unique item to make a super duper awesome item. But that's the primary method of endgame play. Slay enemies to locate the Ash Gate and then seal the Ash Gate. That is giving me a buff that will last for, I don't know, 30 seconds. Ooh, that thing hits hard. Clank. It is interesting playing this after playing Diablo 4 over the weekend. Noting the differences and the similarities. Funnily enough, this and Diablo 4 are both, wrong way, it's the other way, are the child not of Diablo 3, but of Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is the most influential part, certainly of this game, just similar to PoE. This and PoE were both essentially designed by huge Diablo 2 nerds. And I say that in the most loving possible fashion. And one of the biggest complaints Diablo 3 had was that it basically was seen by many people to sort of be crapping on the legacy of Diablo 2. And so seeing the analyses of Diablo 4, where people are comparing it as much with Diablo 2 as with Diablo 3. Because Diablo 3 is perceived, even though it's, I believe now, still the third best PC selling game of all time. Still. So it's odd that that's the third best game, but that's not the one people are drawing the parallels to. But primarily, because the developers have it. The developers have been talking a lot about the inspiration they take from D2. I will also note that the lead designer for D3, who has been mercifully mostly forgotten, Jay Wilson, last week I think it was, announced the new game company that he was part of. Whoops, okay, I misplayed this, and I actually died. This character has not died anywhere yet. Ooh, there's a lot of badness. This is a... Yep, there it is. Too much badness at once, and it wasn't dying fast enough. Damn it. That's the first time this character has died. And you were there. In fact, it was your fault. So now I get no reward for finishing this one. But I have to if I want to go to there, but that's not a sufficient reward to drive me to do a non-rewarding one. Alright, over here. See what you guys did to me? But Jay Wilson started a new company with another guy, and they're working on what they described as a survival ARPG. All I can say to that is, well, at least it's not blockchain. Unlike the newest announcement from EVE Online, or the guys who make it, CCP, that their new game they're working on set in the EVE Online universe is blockchain. This kills me how they haven't learned. Nobody has done anything successful in the blockchain space, certainly in the games industry. And I think you can make a cogent case that it's over, period. Especially after all of the disasters that have struck the various Web3 companies. Glorious. But they keep lining up, whether it's Square Enix doing it, or Hilmer, the guy in charge of EVE Online and CCP, who is famous for his ability to come up with really bad ideas and inflict them on the game community, where they inevitably fail. And now, blockchain. One game briefly was making some noise, not because anyone was really playing it for fun. It was the number of people who, in the Philippines primarily, who were making a almost living wage by playing. But that was then, and now it's basically it's a graveyard. Nobody goes there anymore. Nobody plays it because the game was never only interesting from the investment point of view. And as soon as the money left, there was no point for anyone to do anything. Axie Online, I think it was. I have to slay a big ugly NPC, so I'll try to kill all the mobs around it first, so I don't have to deal with too much in the way of alts as I try to kill it, hopefully, so I don't get another one like the last one. Where this is one I don't know very well, so I could easily end up screwing it up. I got it. No problem. Easy peasy. Now, certain kinds of mobs present difficulties for this, or pretty much any melee character.
I am not a man of many words.
And now, real quickly, we sell stuff. The purple ones mean that one of the affixes has rolled with a higher affix that can normally roll. Normally, affixes can go from tier 1 to tier 5. This comes with on default, a tier 6. Later on, you can even get tier 7. It's the only way to get tier 6s and tier 7s. In this particular case, it's not a very good affix. Health on kill is not ridiculous. As most of the time, you're killing something and getting the health, but it's dead, so you don't need the health. I could use some fire penetration on something, though. That would be nice. Focus and mana, no. Just a real quick scan looking for any obvious affixes that I want to hold on to. You can also, because of the way the crafting works in the game, you can bust affixes off of stuff and use those for crafting on other things. So that's 52. I am still 54. Right. Next up, I believe we had... Let's get some idols. Nope, not yet. No, what was Right there? Yeah, okay. The helms, and then the idols. Of course, unless we die again. Like you guys killed me. I need to slay the primeval dragon, and I need to kill enemies to find out where it is. That's not a great one for a melee class either. That is always one of the elements that make for difficulty times in ARPGs if you're playing a melee class. There's always, well, same thing in MMOs as well. Certain factors that make it significantly more challenging. It also makes balancing issues. If that's not an obvious series of knobs you can turn to make the changes. That's one of the things that people were talking about in the Diablo 4 game was the difference. Ding 55. The difference between the ranged classes and Berserker. Barbarian, which is the only straight melee class that was in the beta. The other two classes that were available were Rogue, which you can build for melee. By default, you're at least the level probably better off on those. Oops, these things are bad too. Anything that has sort of a channeled attack. These things have a fire breath, and if you're in among three of them, it's real fast. You can die really quick. Because you've got three of them. Three of the dots ticking once. See, well, actually, it's an ice breath, I guess. Technically, it's an ice breath. And the ones that got me were like throwing off chains of fireballs. There's the dragon. Oh my god, it's in such a terrible place. Alright, pull this guy out. Finish him off. That other thing is still in there. That's the one that'll kill you. Most of the time, anyway. If you don't get out of it in time. Move. That was not a good place for him to stick himself there. That was thoughtless of him and cruel. Alright, now we get some helms. Ooh, purple. Now we'll check a couple of things that we are currently crafting, one of which is the main weapon we're already using. There are level requirements for certain amounts of crafting. Well, it is certainly true that Last Epoch does not look as good as Diablo 4, but then Diablo 4 is really a good-looking game. Kriparian, if you're familiar with him, one of the OG gamers on Twitch. Diablo, Path of Exile, Hearthstone. Making a good living at this for many years now. He said it was the best looking PC game he'd ever seen. So. Let me see what my rate. My rate's been up and down, but that's a appropriated. It hasn't like thrown any dropped frames or anything. Not yet. But yeah, this one definitely the visuals are not up to a lot of the other games, but it's been improving by leaps and bounds over the years of development they've been working on. Two of those. So these have both have a pretty rare, the same pretty rare affix, the pierce chance with fireball and increased spell damage. So I'm going to shatter these. So we've got tier 3, tier 3, tier 1, tier 2. We could conceivably get 3, 6, 7, 9 fragments out, shatter it, and got 7. That's a really good result. And here, again, 3, 4, 5, but the fireball pierce ones are valuable, so we got 2 out of the 3. Now we look back at our weapon. We need one more level to be able to increase the melee speed further. Show you the affixes. So we've got a tier 4, and it shows you the range on those, and it shows you tier 6 for the purple one, increased fire damage. That's a drop only, which means I couldn't craft a weapon with a higher fire damage than that. Well, actually, there is something I can use on those that'll re-roll the values, and it's 240 to 304. So actually, I could get a significant amount more. I could get another 20% on top of that, which would be about almost 50 points. And then the fire, a chance to ignite. And if I get everything else in a good position, I will try and roll something better into the increased minion spell damage on that last affix, as that's not useful for this build at all. There were 2 other items that I am currently crafting on. These 2. Fire damage. It says, again, this is a purple, so it has the highest health that you can get. Level 57, level 57, 57. So I can't craft that one yet. Fire damage, elemental resists, and fire resists. Okay, I can change these. The thing is, I don't need both fire and elemental. I don't need the fire. Elemental increases fire, lightning, and cold. So that one's still of use to me, but the fire resist is not. So what I will do is I'll use a different glyph here, and that will re-roll fire resist into something else and raise it to tier 4. So like any other resist would be great there. Hopefully we don't want to lose too much of our forging potential. That's how many times you can do reforges. So any other resist would be great. Void resist, for instance, will be just fine. Nice big chunky void resist. I would also like to do the same thing. Ooh, that did cost us 8 of our forging potential. I will go ahead and raise the elemental resistance, because the other 2 resists can use more buffs. But I have to be level 57. That one have to be 58 and 58. So we are done crafting on that one for now. But I think I will use that now and whip it. I will lose 6% health and 35% health. My health is currently at 948. But I get a big chunk of damage, but I mean, I'm going to lose health. So that's a 948. The current damage on this is 3858. So that's going up by 400 DPS. I went 859 to 948. 100. I think I'm going to wait until I get more life before I swap that over, as right now I'm a little bit on the fragile side. So for instance, once I get finished crafting this one, I'll get a bunch of health from this one, and then can balance off the health loss. Over here I will give up some damage, 3858, without it. A chunk of damage, to be sure. Oh, nope. There we go. Don't forget. There you go. All right. We got the helms. Next up. Relics? Idols. Idols. And all this is going to be waves of monsters. It's going to be 24 waves of monsters. Now the mobs that are only like a bunch of regular tier mobs are easy to kill. My awesome fire will kill them. But there are certain types of mobs that will be really bad. Like those things. Sadly, because they are resistant to fire. Those very, very large scorps are resistant to fire, and hence not my friends. Because all of my damage is fire. Good. Anything where it brings up a critter or two critters that have really unpleasant ranged attacks but aren't standing right next to each other is bad. Conquered. There is an end game mode that is entirely made up of waves and waves and waves. And basically, every few waves it stops and you have the opportunity to bug out and take your reward. Keep going. Idols. It's no time. Throw me the idol. I throw you the whip. Adios, senor.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. Nope. No. Oh, that's good. Chance to ignite with fire spells and fire damage. That is a keeper. I might like to be able to fit in my idol selection, but it won't fit if I also have this one, which is cooldown recovery speed for Surge, which is my movement skill, and increased fire damage. Doubled if you have over 300 max mana, which I don't think I have yet.
Yes.
It's one of my lifetime goals. Chance to cast Fire Hour on kill. That's good. 3 cold damage. Ward gained when damage leaves you at low health. 9% chance to gain lightning aegis when hit. Not for this build, but maybe some. That one. I am right now. I'm going to slow down while I'm working through these because right now I am suffering. Just started with migraine visual effects. So this will probably last for 10 or 15 minutes, and then it'll go away. And then 10 or 15 minutes after that, I'll get a mild headache. it's any worse than a mild A deck, I might have to call it. But that's the way it normally works. As I have detailed in the past, I'm very, very lucky.
Right
Did open that, didn't I? I did. Because my migraine headaches are not the debilitating kind. I get relatively minor ones. Compared to what some of my friends get, yeah, this is a walk in the proverbial park. Really good one. That's good. Ignite and fire damage. I mean, the ignite's pretty good. I currently have a chance to ignite. That in here. Ignite chance is 133%. Which I think means that I can actually give 2. Yeah. So if I hit something with fire, they're going to ignite. Get at least 1, maybe 2 stacks of ignite. And then I also have a skill in Enchant Weapon, which peels all of the stacks of ignite off and makes them do all of their damage immediately instead of as a damage over time. So basically against big critters, I build them up with 15 or 20 ignites. I hit them with Enchant Weapon, peel it off, and they take all that damage at once. My intelligence has gone up. I am smarter, guys. Really? To reveal all nearby. I'm going to go for this. The only reward I get is basically it'll show me more of the stuff that's out here. So we're going to go for that one. I will note this is the new online patch for the game, and occasionally it drops connection. It's a problem they're working. So slay enemies to locate the beacon and then charge the beacon. The beacon basically is kill a whole bunch of mobs inside the circle. Experience Shrine gives me extra XP for the mobs I'm killing. My level's still not very high. Level 56. Considering that levels go up to 100.
Fools.
Fools. It's here. Little bugs. Alright. I will clean out all this stuff. Make sure I grab the purple first. That's probably going to be the best piece of gear that's going to drop. Let me start this up. Now we have to stay inside the circle for a certain amount of time. Those things are bad. 2 of them. Which is not my favorite occurrence that is going to happen. Multiples of them come running in, that's really not good. portal. Back to headquarters.
Yes.
Ooh, katana. Two-hander, so no dachi. Spectacular visual effects right now as far as the migraine goes. This whole area of my field of view is basically just a shimmer. Might be good with under the effect of drugs. Never tried. What do we got? Increased stun chance. That's really bad. I mean, it's not bad by itself, but that's not anything you're ever going to build. Stun chance is ancillary. I don't know if there are any builds that are built around stun. So you compare that to this one, which is, you know, massive fire damage. Unsurprisingly, massive fire damage, that could be good. Yeah. In fact, we've got another one here with even slightly more fire damage that we're going to have to look at. I don't assume it's anywhere near as good, because it doesn't have the attack speed. But it does have... Oh, it doesn't have an open prefix. Yeah, so this one's probably not going to be anywhere near as good. So this does 3881. I'm going to guess around 33. 3400. Not as much. Alright, over here we have another point to spend. I think next we go here. I actually have to check. Give me a sec. That's the one. Skills there. Got all those. Oh, I'm glad I didn't spend the points. No, it's going elsewhere. Two to here. And then three there. And over here, my intelligence goes up again. I am a genius, guys. A genius! Word per second. For 10 intelligence. That's not that great. Once again, we need to check. I think it was 57 we needed. No, I am Lift of Hope. That's what we want. We have 33 forging potential left. That ate a lot of it. Have to ignite on hit. We have to be 60 or 58 to try and change that up into something useful. But this is now going to be as fast attacking as it can be. 38 to 48. Actually, I will be doing a reroll on this because that's not that good. An average roll would be 43%. I'm at 41%. And then the increased fire damage obviously can be a lot higher. That can be as high as 300. So we just finished here, and it opened up so we can see all of these. Wow, nothing really very interesting out there. I'm disappointed. Oh, nothing very spiffy anywhere around. Well, what we can do is we can finish this up, do the timeline echoes. And it'll re-roll this whole entire map and also unlock the next tier of maps. Not sure I'm quite ready for the next tier of map. It will re-roll this one. 100% critical strike chance. Well, I wish that wasn't in a place where I have to run before I can use it to kill stuff. Even if nothing but crits. Oh, and these guys are real nice. These big ones with the rocks. Ooh, almost got me. Almost got me. There's two different kinds of big assholes with rocks. Those guys, and also the ones that spin. And I'm not sure which is the bigger batch of assholes. Answer, all of them? Both of them? Yes? So, some of these maps are no problem. Some of these maps, however, will have certain mobs on them that are definitely. These mobs, the Imperial Watchers, they're all dead. Oh no! I have been slain by self-inflicted fire damage from the Calamity unique helmet. I didn't realize that was what killed me the first time as well. Basically, I'm getting very low on health, and when you kill an enemy with a fire skill, you take 4 damage. I wonder if that scales with... That must scale with fire damage. Holy shit, no wonder. I didn't even consider that that was a scaling damage number. Which means I do a lot of damage to myself every time I kill something. I assumed it was a flat 4, but it scales. Well, I need a new helm. Given the fact that that's killed me twice now, but it is going to hurt my damage. My current firebrand is at 4088. Take it off. Ow, that's taking off 850 damage. The 56% increased fire damage is part of it. I also lose out on ignites. Wow, that's a huge amount of ignite on fire skill. That's not that much ignite damage. It didn't look like my ignite chance changed at all. So I guess this is it doesn't make the number here, because that's a specific. It has to be fire skills, but I thought this was fire skills. Chance to ignite on hit. Oh, I guess that's on any hit. This is on fire hit. So on a fire hit, I'm actually getting 2 or 3 stacks every time. So I'm going to lose half of that. For now, I will keep using it until I can find something else, another headpiece with fire damage.
Yes.
Good chunk of fire damage. We'll see if we have one. Spell damage while channeling Elemental Nova. I don't understand. I see this a lot on these. It doesn't say the word fire on here anywhere. So why is it showing up as highlighted? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. And yet there it is. Same thing here. This one doesn't say fire. I don't understand. Increased critical strike chance, fire resistance. See, that one's got fire on it. Mana. Oh. What fire damage on that one? Gives a chunk more mana. Physical resist, we can re-roll the dodge maybe. Fire damage over time. Isn't there a fire? There is no... that's painful. There's no fire damage option. Shit. Which means it's got to come off of a unique, I guess. I'm going to be giving up a lot of damage. I'm not happy with this. I would like to complain. To whom do I complain? need intelligence, sure. But it's not spell damage, and it's not actually fire damage over time. Most of my damage is just flat out fire damage. Now let's see what we can do with intelligence. As far as we can get it until we get to 58. But the dodge. Let's walk through that. No. So that's the based on the total number of affixes it has. Not a fan of killing myself in games, generally speaking. See if there's any other uniques. Not much in the way of helmets going on. Elemental damage over time. Increased elemental damage. Because elemental damage is also fire. Fire also buff fire damage. Alright, well, we may end up killing ourselves again. Still, that's entertainment. Well, I mean, it's amusing. We've got another batch of mobs coming. How many? 15 waves this time. Unrelenting troll of hate. As we call him, our internet resident. Hate giving it that much damage, but every time I kill something, I'm killing myself a little bit. And my 2 deaths have both been self-inflicted. I got low on health and killed one of the things that drove me lower to health, and that put me negative in health, which in fact is worse than low. Funnily enough, I've spent all this time and effort trying to make sure I am scaling my fire damage. And that's what killed me, is my success at scaling my fire damage. Assholes keep throwing shit at me. Get our runes. We get another level. We go there next. And the ward per second. Ward per second per fire aura. That's 4 or 5 ward per second. That's just not that much. Granted, we're getting 3 per second here. But we're also raising our intelligence because we're getting Smurder. Yes, Smurter. Okay, more damage. More damage, good. I believe I was here and then got all of those, right? going down here? One sec. Let me check. No. Here, and then here, and then back here. Over here. Gotta check again. 3, 2, right? 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, and then over here. Increasing my attack speed and mana range, but lessening the range. Sorry, mana cost. Increasing the range on flame. So I've got to start using flame because it looks like that's my damage the dealer. And yes. Okay, that's that. All right. Show me what's to be seen. Still amusing that my only 2 deaths on the character have been self-inflicted. If I can get the mana cost down, that'll become my primary attack, and I have not been using it that because of the mana cost. Alright, we've got to now charge the beacon. It never should have used its credit card in the first place. Didn't mean to touch it, and yet I touched it. All these things. And they have that big wind-up hit. If you get a couple of them, you can easily get into the area where there are 2 of them hitting with their big wacky sticks. And that hurts. Done yet? Thank you. They're ginormous wacky sticks hit like a truck. And I don't have a precise enough understanding of the positioning to be able to place myself in such a way that they just miss while I continue wailing. There are more items falling, by the way. You can see them there. They're just being filtered out. The game has a built-in loot filter that's very, very easy to customize. And frankly, it should be a source of embarrassment to the Diablo 4 team that they don't. Pardon the yawn. It's not you. it's me. The eye visuals have gone, so presumably I'll get a mild to moderate headache in the next few minutes. I can see into the future. I'm going to shatter that one. Wow, that's crappity crap. I've just got the enchant weapon. I would like the enchant weapon. Affix. I got it. I think I got all of the affixes. Unusual. 58. So that's in place. That's in place. We've got 19 potential left. I'm going to try and turn the minion spell damage into something good. Anything good. With a Glyph of Chaos, which will re-roll it and raise its tier by 1. Chance to chill on hit is better than it was. And level 62, and then we can start using the remaining 19 forging potential to push this up to maybe tier 5, tier 4 for sure. Should be able to get. How about the other two things that I was making? Here, elemental resistance is good. We would like to roll off the chance to find potions for something better. We have only 8 potential left. So our odds of getting something we want are small, and chance to find potions isn't terrible. So instead we will just raise this, and we'll use the Glyph of Hope, which reduces the forging potential we lose. We only lost 1. Void resistance can't do. Okay, that is good until level 61. The ring. Okay, we have another shot here we have 15 forging potential. Instead, I'm going to take the fire damage for sure here and attempt to reduce the amount of forging potential we lose. Excellent, we lost none. 61, 61, 61, so now this one's still kind of locked in place. We rotate these around. So currently, my life total is almost 1,000, and this is almost 4,500. If we swap them both, 1,000, 4,500, 1,000, we lose 500. Oh. 1,000. We lose almost nothing, but we don't gain much either. Well, that's not true. We gained elemental resistance and void resistance. Getting their void resistance up is good. All of our elements are almost up. We got critical strike avoidance. That's also very good. We need to start focusing on that, as having mobs critical strike us is bad. So what we did is we increased our resists and reduced our odds of getting critical hit while basically pushing on life and damage. So that is, in my book, a win. Not a big win, but a solid win. So we almost have lightning capped. Ooh, our physical is really low. I know better than to look, but do we have anything with an open affix? That has an open affix. Why does that have an open affix? Why have I not found something better than that? 17 forging potential. Physical resistance, please. Wow, only 2. That was crappy. That was bad luck. I only got to increase it by 2, but I mean, that is better than what I had. So up to what, 30 now? 29? Not great. Note to self, really find a better freaking relic. Didn't I have relics available somewhere out here? Relics. Okay, well, we'll see if we can get it and not die. I did have relics out there somewhere, so maybe we can get a better relic. So you can do sort of targeted farming here. Slay enemies to locate the Savage Gate and then seal the Savage Gate. Okay, again, this is going to depend on the enemies as to whether this is easy peasy or difficult. Those ones are annoying. The ones that fire off huge amounts of ice. But unless you, if you can avoid a crossfire, which most of the time you can do, they're manageable. However, they hit very hard, and as a sort of chain attack, it can be very unpleasant. So those are right now the big concerns. They can kill me if I'm not paying attention. That's not going the way I want it to go. It will be interesting to see what the dynamics look like in a few months in the ARPG. Last Epoch has done a really good job with this patch. They're multiplayer patches. They're getting closer and closer. These guys are bad too. They're multiplayer patches. They've added a bunch of systems, tuned a bunch of stuff, and produced a lot of small bugs that they're squishing like crazy. But the game is significantly better, and it's got much wider functionality now that they've added the multiplayer. So it'll be interesting to see where the ARPG field is. We've got 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I think, before we get the new PoE season. And then, of course, we've got a couple. Oh, come back from the dead, did you? Then we've got less than 2 months, I think, until we get D4. Oh, this should go fast. This will give me 100% critical strike chance. Everything that's going to show up is going to die. I say that. Just die in a hurry. Oh, these two are awful. Holy crap. If I knew it was going to be them, I would have kept my mouth shut. I hate them so much. So, Wengari, Matriarch, and Patriarch. They're awful. One of them is terrible at point blank range, and the other is awful at range. They're just dreadful. I hate them so much. Historically, nothing in the game has killed me as often as they have. While running through the storyline, it used to be I'd be deathless all the way up until the point I would run into them. At which point I would instantly croak. There's the arena key, which is the reward for this.
Yes.
Yes. Ignite duration, spreading flames duration, fire damage over time. That's a keeper. Critical strike and elemental damage. Cold damage. Unsurprisingly, I'm not using cold damage. Freeze rate multiplier and spell fire damage. That's a non-combo. Fire very seldom freezes creatures in this game. Okay, this is the kind of thing that could conceivably go into that slot. No. Come on, guys, at least give me, one really Solid affix. Give a guy a break.
Take care.
Give a poor fellow a break. Let's yoink this out of the way. It's another mini key. It's in here. Here. Alright, and now we're going for relics. Hopefully we can get something good, because our current relic is kind of crap. Defeat all 16 waves, and here we go again. More waves. Level 59. That thing is bad. Do not like those. Solidly not a fan. Another one. They go move backwards and leave a trail of unpleasant in their wake. Basically, in front of them, so as you try to chase them, they kill you. Success. Portal. Give me a bunch. Give me a purple. Give me 2 purples. They hate me.
Yes.
All right. Get rid of that. And I think everything else we got. No. Okay, the rune stones are the offhand. But I think the rest of them. Okay, let's see what we've got. Mana regeneration, endurance. Endurance would be good, but the rest of that is not very impressive. Next up. Damage over time is okay. Damage while channeling, not for this build. Endurance threshold. Minion damage, mana regeneration, health regeneration. Chance to apply frailty. Health converted to ward. No, I'm not I'm not spamming potions. Health regen, no, we haven't built for that. Increased physical damage, int, and endurance threshold. Wow, we offered it. We went over. None of those offered even a decent foundation to build a useful item off of. How about over here? 4% endurance. Not really. Not helpful. You're not helping. not helping, you're hurting. That is depleting echo. As you get out towards the edge of the map, you get these ones where it'll reset the web, but add corruption to the web as well. Corruption basically is slowly ticking up the power of everything. So the end game is to push to the end of the maps, and then get empowered monoliths, and then get corrupted empowered monoliths, allowing you to scale into the badassery. Okay, here we've got 2 relics in a row. So we'll grab these axes. Assuming we don't kill ourselves again, of course. Which is not as unlikely as it might sound. By the way, when I say it, that's in-game. Twitch nerds. I'm not speaking of self-harm. Oop. So there are 2 things I need to destroy, and every once in a while they simultaneously fire off a big batch of poison that I need to avoid. There, it just landed behind me. The poison does a lot of damage over time, so if I end up in both of them, that's what that's how they keep you from lollygagging. Here's the first one. There. Fired again. Back at me. That's the first one down. Now there'll only be one of them shooting at me. Instead of 2. Pick up our loot, and we'll head back for getting pretty close to another level. Movement, attack, and cast speed increase. The next one will die a lot faster. Echo conquered. Axes.
I am not a man of many pockets.
Also, it has the sort, and boy, does just like the built-in filter in the game makes the D4 developers look like clowns for not having something similar. The sort items in the inventory makes the PoE developers look like clowns for not having something similar. I wanted to show you the filters. So filtering is really simple. In this case, you just add rules. In this first one I add, you can either add rules to hide, show, or emphasize. And I chose to hide, and then you choose what you want to hide, and it was the types, rarities, and I hide the white and blue items so I don't see them anymore. And if you put a rule up on the top, it applies more importantly. So I could put a show all axes, and it would show all axes, even the normal and blue ones. And if you add a rule, you can show, hide, and recolor. The conditions are requirements level rarity items. You can choose affixes, and it's really simple to use and straightforward for the basics, and you can make it as complicated as you want. The fact that Diablo 4 doesn't have something like this is ridiculous.
I am not a man of many pockets.
Genuinely be embarrassed.
Yes.
And Path of Exile doesn't have anything like it either. They have a guy who doesn't work for the company who makes filters that everyone uses. Path of Exile, the development team, so much of the tools the players need to play Path of Exile don't come out of the Path of Exile team. And if all the people working on them suddenly went on strike, nobody would play the game. And frankly, it's pretty similar here. That they've provided the internal tools that the players need. They don't need the support from outside. So the outside people, instead of making tools that they want to be able to play the game, the outside people are making builds they want to play and sharing those, and that encourages other people to play. Having the tools you need to play doesn't encourage other people to play. Cool builds do. The fact that they supply the tools in this game, it's just a world of difference. My shoes aren't all that either. I could do better. I will do better. I'm going to check my boots real soon. Second, I have them stored up. That's an offhand catalyst and an offhand catalyst.
Take care.
Do you have any decent boots? Movement speed, fit, health, and armor. Boots? Attunement. No, that's a no. Attunement? Yeah, no. These are my tab with the shaman stuff. Haldor's stand? No. No, those are low level. Party on again. That's a lot of movement speed, I'll say that. Do we have any boots? Do we have literally no? We have literally no pairs of shoes in our purple tab. Oh, secondary has one or two. Dodge rating, not what we're looking for. Critical strike avoidance. It's got attunement though. Attunement doesn't do anything. Still, that's a good pair, gotta say. Must say. So we are currently still at 59. We will get to 60 here. I want to do these two and see if I can't at least get a decent, can't even remember the name of the slot. Relic, mage relic. Destroy both soul spires. So again, this is going to be throwing magic unpleasantness my way. 2 batches of it. Those coming from the soul spires. Oh, that's just terrible. Having all of those in one place like that. I'll tell you, there are certain batches of mobs where if you get a bunch of them together, it's just awful. And those would be some of them. Because they have these very long, extended attack ranges. And so they can easily overlap. There's 3. finish. I did not finish that one yet. My pet was working on it, though. Those big ice guys. Bad. Especially in multiples. He's over there. How am I supposed to get to him over there? That sounds like a lot of gold, but it's not that. Level 60. Movement and gas speed. Accelerate our getting to the place we need to be. Dead yet? Get me off this crazy thing. Okay. 6 of them. Surely we can get something decent. Stop calling me Shirley.
Yes.
Sell. Volcanic orb. We're not using volcanic orb. We're going to try and save as many as possible until the... this is the offhand, so this is the goodies which I'm looking for. Monoregen and intelligence. Health. Not terrible. Gas speed, volcanic orb again. We're not using volcanic orb. Product damage, elemental damage over time. No? Maybe we can work with that. Maybe. We could lose the mana regen. Yeah, we've got 2 regens. That's not worth trying to make something this one.
Take care.
Fire damage, obviously good. That's a tier 4 healing effectiveness. That's going to be tough to get rid of. The health is good. Don't have an enormous amount of potential on this one, forging potential, so let's see how much we can get. It only costs 1. Only 1. Oh, we got it up to tier 5. It's already better than what we had. Tier 5, wow, that last one had 8. Fucking 18 forging potential. Good God. Still, we're going to lose 11 physical resistance and int. But we're going to gain fire damage, healing effectiveness, a bunch of health, and a little bit of poison resistance. So, certainly improved. Currently at 1,002, 1,064. This is at 6,401. That's 400 fire. Not bad at all. This one, I think we go ahead and we shatter. Yeah, it's got enough good stuff to shatter. Total of 9, and out we get 8 out of the 9. That's a really good result on the shatter. 70, right? 60. Sorry, just 60. And once again, I have grown smarter. Wow, I had 2 of them. I'm much smarter. I am so smart. I can't come up with anything about how smart I am. That's how smart I am. That's actually not very smart, truth be told. It might even be the opposite of smart. Booties, booties, booties. Well, I can now wear those ones. Critical strike avoidance. The attunement is tier 5, and I have no use for attunement. So sad. It makes me so sad. Man, I'm over it. Int. Level 67. I can't wear these yet, but in the future, with int and vit in the top, and we can reroll the health regen, those could make some decent booties for us. Granted, that's a ways off, level 67, I think. Alright, we've got another batch that we're going to try to hit here. And see if we can get something even better in the way of our relic. Two of you guys together like that is just not fair. You try and kill the first one, and the second one's going to set you on fire. In various unpleasant ways. Alright, we slayed the Imperial Watchers too. Get a lot of hits. A lot of damage. Well, let's see where he's moving. He's running away from me. Come back here. There he is. I see him. Run like the wind. This map hasn't been particularly difficult. There, that was the kiss of death. If you're wondering what that sound was, that was the sound of the kiss of death. I lied, apparently. That was the sound of the kiss of death. So we've got 5 more possibles to see if we can't improve the one we just made ourselves. It was almost almost really good.
Yes.
But it's still pretty good. That can go. Volcanic Orb and Spell Cold Damage. Again, don't go together. Okay, let's see what we got. Disintegrate. Disintegrate's a cool spell, but it's not one I'm using. However, it is good enough that I won't shatter it. Poison damage, int, elemental resistance. Not a promising start. Increased critical strike chance. No. Oh, that has 2 good resists on it as well. Minion damage. Come on. Mono regen, increased critical strike chance. The percent critical strike chance isn't great unless you've got a lot of flat critical first. See, the way it works is you've got a flat percentage, which is a base of 5%, I think. And so 22% increased would be 22% of 5%. That would raise it up to 6%. It's not a big gain. What you need flat percent first. So if you'd add, say, 20 flat percentage on it, so it's now 25%, that 22% increased, which is a percentage of the flat percent, would add 5. So basically, similar to Path of Exile, the percent increases only really matter once the flat percentage has gotten high. So you add on flat pluses and then increased percentages. So this one I am going to shatter. Should be. Currently there's 2, 4, 6, and we get 3, and we didn't get the one we wanted, which was the disintegrate. Feel free to insert your sad trombone noise. Let's hit these helms. Helms are fun. Okay, they can be fun. I hate these guys. These are the other round boys I hate. There's the round rock carriers who throw them. And then these ones spin around. You get a couple of the spinning around ones, and it's just a nightmare as you try to kill one without being in an unpleasant spinning range of the other. Slay enemies until the boss shows up. Boss's location shows up. Fools! And he has shown up. And sadly, there it is. Okay, we could reach it. Sometimes stuff will spawn in place where you can't reach it. I make that exact same noise when I get up in the morning, too. That. But, of course, it is better than making absolutely no noise in the morning. If you know what I mean. We got a purple hound. Purple hound, purple hound, purple hound.
Yes.
Because I would like to get to the point where I was using one that didn't kill me. Literally. Twice. That's an acolyte relic. I'm not an acolyte. Increased fire damage. Increased spell. Oh, that's the percentage, not the flat. In the flat, that'd have been interesting. Got an interesting start. No. That one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. 80 health. A lot of health. Void pen. If that was fire pen, I would be on that like white on rice. All right, we got helmets. Lightning blast. We're not using it in this build, obviously. That's actually a pretty good start. I think that's a keeper for another build. Static orb, no. How about this one? Vit, freeze rate. Mana percent health is nice. That's it. Fire resist, elemental resist, int, and mana. 31% crit strike avoidance. And now the purple. Increased fire damage over time. What's the tier? It's tier 4. I can try and roll the chance to shock on hit into elemental damage, fire damage. Good. Because the chance to shock on hit with lightning skills is useless. Useless. So we're going to take a crapshoot on that one. I don't know, maybe a 1 in 10 shot would get something good. Otherwise, we're gonna shatter this one. Mana is workable. I wonder what percent of my damage is damage over time. How I can find out. Poison resist is good because we're currently at 16. 16 is low. Armor. We don't have much armor, but that's not surprising. We could roll the armor into something else as well. Fire resist. Lightning. No. So we're going to set this aside. Maybe look at it again. What's that level? Craft on. There. This one we wanted to put aside, possibly for another build another time. Oh dear me! I suppose it's time to buy another. Spend 20,000 and buy another staff. Mana, int, fire resist, and elemental resist. If we could roll off the fire resist. This one is int, health, and endurance. No resists. Well, we're currently okay with resist. Well, let's see what we can do with this. We definitely need to roll off the fire resist. First things first. We have more fire resist than we know to do already. Endurance. How about if we do the same here? Because elemental resist, we don't need more elemental resist. Poison resist. Okay. Switch this over here. We're very low on forging potential now, so. Yeah, that's 0. Not that great. Not that great. here. We've got int, health, and endurance. With the int, what can we throw in? Mana would be okay. Bit would be okay. Word per second. I don't know what that value runs at. I only have 2 of those, so I couldn't really get that up to a high tier without ludicrous luck. Oh, we can go safe. Bit or with mana. Bit is pretty safe. Still at 27. I took 8. That was a crit, so we got an extra one over here for nothing. That cost 7. That cost 5. We're running out here. Running low. Alright, that didn't cost us anything. That not only didn't cost us anything, it gave us a free tier of endurance. And so we got tier 4s all around. So it's not bad. Currently, I don't think we've got any endurance. Endurance is a strange one. I mean, we currently have 20%. The endurance threshold is 213. Maybe those are their starting values, though. I think the 200, 20 and 200 are their starting values. So 29%. Oh, that's a maybe. This one we end up shattering, I think. Let's go ahead and shatter this one. We've got 14 tiers worth of stuff there. We got 8 out. Here, however, not sure how much we're going to gain. We're going to lose a lot of damage. 6,500. 5,500? 5,400. Oh, no, 5,000. Oh, I don't have the... You gotta be moving for it to... It's currently at 5,200. I guess I get more per stack. So 5,200. It's 5,100. So right now, it's 5,000. So this is not having much of an effect on my flame reeve. If we sit here until it goes out, our flame reeve's at 5,000. Great, put that on. Oh, it has a very big impact on it. 20%. That 56% fire damage. For now, I think I have to keep it. I will hold on to this other helmet, though. I think we'll run one more. Well, let's see if we can't finish these out. This is the thing that killed me the last time I tried it. It drops gold, which is almost as good as money. Well, we'll see if I can avoid killing myself. Green amulet. I think I have one. Guys, they hit so hard. They could easily one-shot me. I don't have much in the way of it. Or it's basically like a shield. Other games will have shields in this game. I was using that, initially. On this build. And it added nice elemental damage on them. Goodies. Burn, burn. Sorry. All right. I killed one of the dudes that needed killing. Experience Shrine, or XP. Unfortunately, having an Experience Shrine at a long dead end means that you're spending 20, 25 seconds running without killing anything and getting any XP. Spinning guy must die. We have.
I am not a man of many pockets.
I am not a man of many pockets. Tier 2. Killed them, now we're on to, whoops. Oh, I forgot about these assholes. Okay, lesson there is to spam Reeve as fast as you can and hope you don't run out of mana. Get your base. I'm racking a very, very large amount of ward right now by spamming my right-click attack. We've got an 800 ward. Makes a big shield they've got to get through. Oh, we got the first one done. Let's see if we can
Yes.
finish this off. Theoretically, 2 to go. Cold pen with frostbite, fire resistance. Why couldn't you give a brother fire penetration? He just needs a little fire penetration. And from what I've heard, most of us could use a little penetration. Mana spent gained his ward. That's bad. Huh. The health regen per second is crap, though. It's a tier 4. I'm gonna shatter that. Mana regen, lightning damage, blah blah blah. Let's check. Where is it? I have one already. I have prism maps. I thought they were here. There they are. 30, 30, 36.7. This one's worse, so we sell it. Sell this one. I do have one of these already. 68, 137. 68, 137. Wow, this one's way worse. So we sell both of those.
Yes.
And we shatter the other one.
care.
4, 7. We could get 9. We got 6. Not bad. Alright, we'll now head out to the next one. The streets of Majelka. And should we succeed at this, we will try the big boss. Oh yeah, I think. First boss. Stop shooting. There's the guy. Stop shooting. I need to go where the outcasts are fighting. Oh god, these guys. I hate these guys so much. Did I mention that already? I may have. Big spinny dude. Advance to the upper square. Take the upper square and defend the survival. Echo conquered. Echo Beach. Alright, we're going to try now the boss. I think this is Raye. He's a big bird. Has a couple of very nasty attacks, and he would definitely be easier to kill. That is sadly true most of the time for most, whether it's an MMORPG boss or an ARPG boss. Generally, range is just faster, easier, safer, cooler. But on this character, I'm not cool. I'm hot. See what I did there? I kind of reversed it around because I use fire. Pretty clever. Level 60, we will hit 61, I think.
Take care.
Let's go face Raye. The Altar of Flesh. I think it's Raye. In this timeline, the Immortal Empire secures a decisive victory over the living outcasts to quell the rebellion. Their bodies are going to be used to create an abomination for further research into immortality. Let's see. Maybe it's not Raye. Maybe Raye is the second one. Oh, this is the abomination. I don't like the abomination at all. He's yeah, we can't hit those yet until we aggro him. Until he comes in, and then we have to defeat the four corners. There are soul reliquaries. We need to destroy all four. Until we do, he is invulnerable. Basically, we run circles. However, when we just got one destroyed, it turns the corner of the whole place into a quagmire that's deadly. That's two. That's three. Then we have to fight in the middle. That's all. Didn't. Almost got him. Got him. That gives me a key to the Temporal Sanctum and a... Pretty sure I've got that unique ring. Well, yeah, and this is a little more than just running. This is running in a specific circle. It would have changed into running into a triangle if I hadn't finished all of them in a single lap. Like, you wail on one and it's gone, and now you've got three, and you have to go triangle. And then back and forth, although you couldn't do back and forth because you'd have to run past him, so you'd have to go around the outside. I can unlock either the 62 or the 66 timeline for this character. I will unlock the 62. This has been the 58 timeline, but now we have access to the... and I get to choose as a reward a buff for the character. Increased drop rate for gold. Increased experience. Large idle drop rate. I will increase my large idle drop rate by 42%. We open portal. We go back. And now this pathway has opened up to the level 62s. Now we have a new set of monoliths, and these will be level 62, which is pretty manageable for me. There we have rare staves. Rare staves could be good. But I will go back to the end of time. I would really do like the sort of black hole effect they have there at the end of time. Presumably the galactic... all of the galaxies have collapsed into this one enormous singularity. I didn't get enough XP to level up. Well, that's just wrong. Okay, over here. No, here. We have another key. That is only my second key to the Temporal Sanctum. The one time I tried to run a dungeon, I died really quickly and ignominiously. So I haven't tried again. I should read up on it at some point. Try and do them. One of them is where you can take a unique item like this and basically smash it together. Let's see if I can find one of the legendaries that has the necessary goodness on it. You can have you can get a unique with here's one with what is called legendary potential. You can see that up at the upper right. It has a legendary potential of 1. They can go up to 4. What it is then you grab a purple item of the same type. So in this case, it'd be a relic. The purple item has to have 4 affixes, and you go through this dungeon. At the end, you can take a unique and a purple item of the same type with 4 affixes, and you smash the 2 together. And the outcome is the exact same unique, but it gets 1, 2, 3, or 4 of the affixes from the item randomly. So, for instance, in this case, this one would qualify. So I could get a big two-handed, I'm not sure if it has to be a two-handed axe or a two-handed weapon, of legendary type. It doesn't really matter what's on it. If I could move all 4 of these on it, or if I got lucky in this case and just had a legendary potential of 1, only one of these 4 affixes would get attached to that unique item. But attack speed would take a regular unique item that was very good and make it ridiculously good. The fire damage, if it was a fire-based legendary, would make it insane because it's just on top of it. So you get the regular uniques, some of which are good, some of which are only okay, and you throw 1, 2, 3, or even 4 affixes from another item onto it, and all of a sudden they're bonkers. You take an incredibly good item like this, and you just paste it on top of something else, and obviously it's going to be better. And those are theoretically the best you can get. I don't know if I've ever seen a picture even of an item, a unique item with 4 legendary potential, but I have seen some of the outcomes for legendary potentials of 3, and they make just absolutely bonkers, insane good items. This is the Ribbons of Blood. It has 1 legendary potential as well. Health, minion melee, health leached. So this is a minion build. Ring, pretty good one. Increases your health by 10%. That's a lot. Gives you fire resistance, increases your fire damage. So if you're like a minion class and you're doing fire resistance, this thing would be awesome. You get increased health. Your minions leech health. Minions have increased leech rate. You get additional physical damage for the minions, and the minions cannot be crit. So it's a great one for someone using minions. I'm going to guess it would probably have to be a shaman. No, I guess it could be a necro as well. You could have a necromancer use this as well. So his minions would be doing a lot better. They would be leeching and doing a lot of physical damage. I do have one of those already. It also has a legendary potential. I'll let them be twins right next to each other. Can I mash these 2 together and get the best stats? I'm going to call it here for the evening. I really do enjoy the new patch, the 0.90 patch for Last Epoch. Maybe tomorrow I will create a new character for the game. Let me show you. Currently on the new setup here, the new server, the multiplayer server, I have 2 sorcerers, 1 shaman, and 1 necro. The necro is technically an acolyte. So there are a couple of classes I haven't done yet. So I have an acolyte who became the necromancer. I have a shaman who became druid. I have a sorcerer who became one of each of the 2 options. The Mage Blade, or whatever it's called. Spell Blade, I think. And the other one is Sorcerer. Then we have the Rogue class, and they can become Blade Dancers or Marksmen, and eventually Falconer. They don't have that elite spec in yet. So Blade Dancer is more sort of a stabby, and the Marksman is more sort of a range. And then also there is the base class of Sentinel, and they can become Void Knights, Forge Guards, or Paladins. Oh, Paladin is a good place right now. So I will make one of these characters tomorrow, and just show you what the low-end gameplay is like. This was sort of medium-level gameplay, not really even the end game. Although it's using some of the end-game mechanics. But I'm going to call it here for the night. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. As always, I really do appreciate it. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Same bat time, same bat channel. I hope you had some fun tonight. I hope the rest of your night goes well, and the rest of your week doesn't suck. Back again tomorrow. Hopefully you see me soon. Have a great Tuesday. I will catch you guys next time. Take care, and ciao for now. Good night, guys.